start with the draw for the Asian Cup. So it was exciting, to be honest, to be in the room with all the countries, obviously, that were vying for a spot and a group stage. Once we, obviously, I know a lot of the coaches. The Chinese coach is Australian, and the Australian coach is Australian. And we were talking about who we were going to get, and I think I was more excited about getting Australia than he was. Because he thinks that we're a dangerous team, and I believe we're a dangerous team, and I'm not entirely worried about the opponents that we've got in our group, because I think if we focus on ourselves, I think we can go to another World Cup. So we're going to really focus on what we need to do over the next 6 months to 8 months and make sure that we're 100% ready. And it starts with this AFF tournament. Obviously, we've got a lot of young players here. We've got some new players that haven't been in camp before, and with this not being a FIFA window, it's a good chance for us to test them and see where they're at. Obviously, we're going to go there with an intention to win because we want to defend the title, but we also have to consider there's a lot of young players in here that we want to give the opportunity to play senior international football and see if they're ready for Asian Cup, because that's obviously what we want to aim for, and that's where we want to go to another World Cup.
Thailand as well?
Yeah, I think in the SEA Games we won't have this problem this much, because almost all the players will be available for SEA Games, which is great. But as you said, this is a really good opportunity to see where some of these young girls are at, and to be in contention for SEA Games and to be in contention for the Asian Cup in Australia. So we're really excited by this tournament coming up. Yes, we want to win and we want to defend the title, and we know how important it is to the country. But we also want to make sure that we give our young girls the best opportunity to be ready for an Asian Cup and SEA Games.
Out of commission for the rest of the year?
I mean, that gives other girls an opportunity to come into our team and perform. And obviously, Serena and Katrina are very important players. But we're also missing Raina Bonto, who's missed out on a lot of football, and we're hoping that she's going to be back really soon. There's a lot of key players that have missed the last couple of windows, either through injury or unavailability. And as Alex said, Carpio said out there, that these girls are still with us in spirit, regardless if they're in a camp or not. They show their support to us as coaching staff, and they show their support to the national team. And we know that they'll always perform when they're called upon. And our fingers are crossed for all those players to make sure that they're available, potentially for SEA Games and hopefully for the Asian Cup. But again, as I said, it gives other girls an opportunity to maybe perform as well as them, because those girls like Serena and Katrina were once young girls, and they were once 17, 18, 19-year-olds getting an opportunity. So we're really excited by the upcoming tournaments and the chance to give some young girls a chance.
We saw...
and she did really well in the back end of the tournament in the Asian Cup qualifiers and scored a critical goal that got us qualification. So Chandler's been fantastic. She's worked really hard. She's working really hard here for her club, and she's extremely passionate for the country. And we know that she'll be really, really good for us in the AFF tournament.
You're against Timor-Leste in the opening in the MISC. So what kind of preparations will we have against them?
Yeah, we'll have five or six training sessions leading up to the first game, which is going to be really good. The most important thing is to integrate the new players. We've got 3 new faces in this camp, and then we've got 2 or 3 under U17 players that are coming in for the first time too. So we're going to use as much of the training sessions to integrate those new players, get them familiar with each other, and show what our culture is in the team and what our fighting spirit is as a country. Some of those young girls would have felt that with the U17s last year in Bali in the Asian Cup, but some of the new girls have to feel it. Maybe JC DeFazio might have some inkling because she's Janae's sister. She knows what our national team is about, but for the others, it's just going to be a learning curve.
Coach, also in the Asean Msig Serenity Cup, you'll be facing the under-23 Australian team. So what does this say also as you guys prepare for not only the Serenity Cup but also the Asian Cup, where you'll be facing the senior version of Australia? Yeah,
I'd anticipate that some of the girls that are in the U23 Australian team would probably be eligible or be available for the Asian Cup team in March. So it's a good gauge for them, but it's also a really good gauge for us. I think we'll have a younger team than the Australian team actually will, and I'm really excited by that game because it's going to showcase where we're at and where our national team players are at, in particular our youth players. And I'm really excited by that. Our whole coaching staff are really excited by that. And I know that they'll perform and they'll be passionate and they'll play passionately for the country.
You brought in one of your teammates from Australia. So what do you think he can give to the team with our new coach,
Yeah,
the deputy coach?
So Ricardo's a really good addition. Obviously, we lost Andrew Durante, who was fantastic for this group. He's been an absolute rock for our national team ever since he came in with us at the start. But it was important for us to get us to find the right coach and to assist us and to work with myself and Gareth and George, the other coach staff, and Bottle. So Rick will bring a different mind. He's been a head coach. He's also been part of an Olympic team with the US national team. He was at the Olympics, so he's got some experience that will add some really, really good value to our team. But his mind is very, very important for us, his tactical knowledge, and we're really excited by his inclusion as well.
Coach, you have a handful of holdovers from the 2022 championship squad. How big of a role are you expecting from them in terms of leadership and just the experience that they had?
For sure, like Quinley, Chandler, Liv, these types of girls are going to be really, really important for our group. Haley, they're going to be, even Ina, they're going to be really important, I guess, to share their experiences as winning the AFF tournament, but also their experiences of being at a World Cup, being in Asian Cups. They're going to share that for our young players, and there's no doubt that they'll have open arms in talking to the young girls, and I'm sure that our young girls will be very, very accepting of the information they take. So yeah, that's going to be a really good time to have our young girls working with our senior national team players that have been to major tournaments.
Ending the Serenity Cup apart from the defending champions.
I'm not too fussed about that type of pressure, because we're using this tournament, obviously we want to go there and win, but we're using this tournament as a chance to see where our players are at, in particular our depth, with no FIFA window open. So the pressure's not on us. We're going to go there and just enjoy ourselves and just be the best that we can and make sure that our players are exposed to national team football.
What's your thoughts about the Myanmar game? Because we've developed some sort of a rivalry between Myanmar and the Philippines over the years. A lot of at stake every time both teams face each other over the past few years.
Yeah, I think the last time that we played them, we bet them convincingly in that game in the Asian Games. But they've obviously didn't make the Asian Cup, so they could be in a different transition phase, and whatever it is, we're going to really focus on ourselves this tournament. I'm not too worried about what the opponents are doing. We're going to focus on our team and getting our players better and getting our players up to a level to play in an Asian Cup, and give them every chance to be available for that. So that's our aim for this tournament, is to give every young girl a chance.
Also chances of returning to the World Cup?
It definitely does, and I mean, we're not looking at the last spot, the second last spot, or the third last spot. We want to go any spot that's going to get us to a World Cup. And our focus is to get out of the group first, and we're going to make sure that we give ourselves every chance to do that. We're going to have the best preparation that we possibly can. We're going to make sure that our players are playing at the highest level outside of national team football. We're going to be making sure that they're at good clubs to prepare themselves and they're ready, because as much as our fans and you guys, the media, want to go back to the World Cup, that's what I want. I want to bring this team to the World Cup. They deserve to go again. They've worked really hard. They've gone through some ups and downs in the last 6 to 12 months, but they're always fighting, and they've got us to another Asian Cup, and they're going to get us to another World Cup. I truly believe in them. We as a staff believe in them, and I know the country believes in them, and we're going to do everything possible to make sure that we get there again.
Coach,
Last couple of boys, guys, all right?
Coach, during the draw you were caught, your reaction was caught on TV after you drew with Australia.
Apparently it's a meme. I heard it's a meme now, but my reaction, and I want to be clear with my reaction, was because we're playing Australia in the first game, not because we're playing Australia in the opening game. The opening game always brings a different type of pressure, in particular on home soil. And that's something that we'll talk to the girls about making sure that we're 100% ready. That was my reaction. It had nothing to do with playing Australia, because I actually think we can beat Australia, and I think we can do really well in this group. I think on our day we can beat any team. I honestly believe that. I honestly believe that.
At least we can get.
Yeah.